Good morning, viewers. My name is Rama, and right now in Studio Rama. This is the studio where we create a lot of beautiful, individually designed pieces, be it saris, lehengas, blouses, or even kurtas, salwars, palazzos, whatever that a person wants in terms of getting it customized. They are most welcome to come to us. But there is an aspect that you need to understand here is that we do not tailor outside fabric. Whatever you need to order, you need to come here, place the order, give me the specifications, then we source the material and we do it for you. So you're most welcome to come. I've been in this line for 15 years. I've had a store on road number 10 Banjara Hills earlier, but now I've converted to a studio format so that I'm able to keep a better eye on my workers. I'm able to create a much better product that we can deliver at the end of the day. Absolute passion.
Okay.
More than the money and the business aspect and everything, it is the love for the fabric, and it is the fact that I enjoy being with fabrics. 24 hours, 365 days. If you ask me, I'm absolutely tirelessly in love with fabrics. Indira Gandhi.
Okay.
I think from the time I was a kid, I used to watch her, the way she wore her saris, the kind of blouses that she pinned them up with, and the fact that it was very official looking clothing, yet there was something very special about each outfit that she wore. Brought up in Hyderabad, my father was a forest officer, and then we came and shifted into this Banjara Hills area when I was about 6 years old. And ever since we lived here only in this property, and I have not formally trained for fashion designing. I've done my BCom and then I did my CA articles. Fashion designing is something that was always there in me. The passion for fabrics was always there in me. So eventually, I guess once I finished my degree, I convinced my parents that I would like to dabble in designing. And that is how, with their consent, I got into it. And my very first exhibition was I went to Jaipur and I got a lot of fabrics from there, designed it for the local tailor and had an exhibition which was very successful. And that's how I got even more interested in the designing line. Yeah, initial stages, maybe setbacks in terms of, see, it's a journey. Anybody who says I love fabrics tends to love every fabric. But some fabrics will respond very well to being cut and tailored. Some are very stiff, some are very malleable. So over a period of time, you learn which fabrics are nice to work with, which fabric is worth how much, and then the source of the fabric. Initially, every fabric that you know or buy to design with, you buy from a retail store. Then slowly you get the source of that, the main wholesale source of that fabric. So that's a huge journey from where you start to how you take your business, and now I'm in touch with weavers, and weavers create different stuff. So right from the fabric creation, there's a lot that's happening on the designing front. I think I would say I watch every movie that gets released because I want to see what is appealing to people. Like they see, let's say they see Bajirao Mastani and they feel that a particular blouse or a particular color is very fashionable, or they see some other movie and they tell me that particular half saree is very interesting. So watching and keeping abreast with designs watching movies is one of the main aspects of keeping abreast with designs. That is one. And the other is I go through a lot of magazines and keep in touch with things. And then I also socialize a lot. I have a huge friend circle. So I keep watching what is it. I watch people and the way they carry their clothes and what is it that they wear. How do they team up different kinds of sarees with the same blouse. So there are a lot of things. If you are a really passionate person in this line, even watching a daily wage laborer working at her site can actually give you an inspiration. I think I would say my personal USP, the USP of my designs is basically excellent fabric, very nice colors. The color combinations are something that are going to be so different from anybody else that you've seen. They're very harmonious color combinations. And the overall look of my creation will be classy. It will not be, I won't say it will be supremely fashionable, but it will be very classy. No, not. Except that I designed for Amla Akneni, who's a dear friend and who also loves handlooms and cottons as much as I do. And I think she's a great inspiration because she really knows how to walk into a wedding wearing a very simple cotton saree and yet making a real style statement. I think a fashion designer has to be a very multitasking person.
Okay.
Not only do you need to know, do you need to have an intuitive sense of which color, which fabric is going to work, you also need to know how to do the costing in such a way that it appeals to the client and you clinch a deal, one. Then two, you also need to be a very people's person. You need to know how to deal with your labor, how to tackle problems on the salaries front. Basically, you should be a very good business manager, plus somebody who loves fabrics, plus someone who's very good with people, and your networking skills have to be really high. Birds, I watch a lot of birds.
Okay.
I live in a beautiful penthouse where I have the luxury of sitting in a chair early morning as I drink my tea. I watch a lot of different birds that come in. The way the color combinations of the birds, and also how they care for each other. Because again, fabric has a lot to do with how you care for yourself and how you care for the others. So I guess all those aspects make a lot of difference. They make an impact. And how does one design actually come out అనేది చెప్పడం చాలా కష్టం. That has to do with what is inspiring you on that day. Like maybe today, the lady who's coming to do my interview here, Prasanna, is actually inspiring me. I see a young lady who's come in, who's very unassuming, who I never thought is capable of asking such beautiful questions, but she's proving beyond her this thing. So that way, today maybe it's Prasanna who's going to inspire me to come up with a nice design. I wake up at 6 in the morning. I'm a mother of 2 boys, so if they're at home, then we spend some time together. If they're not home, if the older one is back in his hostel, then it's me and the younger one. Then I wake up in the morning, I drink my tea, then I do a bit of yoga and meditation, and then I'm thinking today whose clothes have to get ready, what are the designs I have to work on. So based on that, my entire day gets planned. In the meantime, of course, I have all my NRI clients. They reach home in the evening when it's early morning for me. So from the US, so I start getting my WhatsApps and my calls, and I plan my entire day based on how and what needs to be delivered. Because we very rarely, I would say, all my 15 years, maybe once or twice we have not delivered somebody's clothes on time. Otherwise, we are always bang on time. So when you need to do that, you need to really plan your day correctly. So by about, I do my little bit of puja and get ready and everything. I'm ready by 10, and my workers come in between 10 and 10:30. So between 10 and 10:30, I'm planning who needs to be given what work and how am I going to execute the whole thing. And make a list of things, like a to-do list for the whole day. And then my schedule is set. And more or less, I'm at work. I'm in the studio all morning till lunchtime. At 1, I have my lunch. Then I take about 20 minutes of rest. After that, if there's any outside work, if I need to go and source any fabric or see or meet any suppliers, then I go ahead and meet them. And usually my client appointments are either in the morning hours or they're after about 4:35 in the evening. So I'm busy with them. I work till 7:30. After 7:30, I love to go upstairs and watch my television. I'm a big television buff. I watch a lot of Hindi serials. So that's my way of relaxing. And then I'm home, I have my dinner and I get my rest. Where do I see myself 5 years from now? Very frankly, I have to be honest, I may not be reaching all the audience that is there in this world, but the few with whom I'm working, my intention is that they have to be very happy with what they get from me, and I have to be very happy working with them, which I have achieved to a large extent. Yet there is that yearning to reach larger clientele, larger crowd, to be known everywhere across the world. But having said that, ఆశకి అంతు లేదండి. That is not how you have to look at life. What you need to do is you need to keep doing your work sincerely and good work. As and when it needs that extra clientele to come in or more number of people to know about it, it will happen. It's the universe which takes care of it. మనం అనుకుంటాం that we are doing it. We are not doing anything here. We are only here to do some sincere and hard work. Everything else is taken care of by the universe. I sincerely believe in that. So when the universe needs to know about me, I will get popular, I will get famous, I will get the name and fame that I'm looking at. Failing which, maybe the universe is blessing me with only this much. I'm very happy with it. I won't say there's anything like that. Every day is a professional success. I think if you ask me which among my designs has caught the real fancy of people, or something that really makes people feel that she's special, she's different from the rest, is the kind of kalamkari that I have created or worked with an artist to create. So what's happened is, it's a kalamkari where I've used monotones, where I've actually brought in a lot of greys and blacks instead of just all the burst of colors that has been happening. And I'm very fond of the hand painted kalamkari. So it was a very interesting collection that I did. And even today, considering I myself am so passionate about kalamkari, no matter how many people I have seen, I have not seen the kind of pieces that my artist has been able to create for me. If you ask me, what I would say is, clothes are an extension of you. Kindly, while I would say follow trends, make sure that fashion is something that is working for you inborn, in the sense that if you're the kinds who's wearing saris, don't suddenly shift into wearing long evening gowns. Continue with your sari wearing, but experiment with that element of your this thing, because each of us has a comfort level. We are very comfortable with one particular style of garment or one particular kind of colors or whatever. While you keep that going, keep adding fresh things and keep experimenting. Yet at the same time, don't jump and wear something simply because you think Katrina Kaif has worn it or Priyanka Chopra has worn it, because they are wearing it on celluloid. Not necessarily that it has to suit us in our individual lives. We have a certain kind of lifestyle. We are the mothers of children. We could be having well-maintained bodies, or we could be slightly on the plumper side. Keep all these aspects in mind before you decide what is the kind of fashion statement you want to make. And as far as brides are concerned, I think today's brides have enormous variety of things to get done. You're just on the onset of your beautiful life. Just put your mind on how you want it. Try and experiment with all different styles. Bring in maybe one lehenga, one ghagra, one sari, one evening gown, everything into your wedding trousseau, so that you feel you've tried every kind of look, and it becomes a very interesting memory to hold on to. To me, fashion is an extension of myself. Fashion is a blessing that we already have in our life. So I would say that any sari, any garment that we are wearing, if you can actually respect it from who is the weaver who's done this, how long would he have taken this, ఏది కూడా ఇది చెడ్డగా ఉంది అది మంచిగా ఉంది అనే ఆస్పెక్ట్, it's not required to see it that way. Everything is beautiful in its own way, because there's already a weaver who's put in X number of hours in his hard work to create a piece of sari or a garment. We may like certain colors, we may not like certain colors, but never judge a garment, especially because when it's woven by a weaver, please respect it for the simple reason that there's one human being who's actually sitting day and night and weaving a piece of garment to make sure that there's somebody very happy in this world. So to me, I would say, if you ask me what is fashion, fashion is a form of respect. A respect that we give ourselves, a respect that we give to our clothes, a respect for our life, a respect for what God has given us, for all the blessings that we have in our life. Thank you so much, viewers. It has been a pleasure interacting with all of you. Of course, the entire credit goes to Prasanna, who's interviewed me this morning. And some of the questions that she's asked me are so interesting that it actually has fascinated me to know that a young mind like hers is coming up with so many questions and asking me all this. Thank you.